Hello, everybody, and welcome to a moment of presence. It is Wednesday, it is September 7th, and we are here together. So let's do what we always do and bring it in for that moment of presence. So, forgot to announce myself, right? See, I'm Michelle with Moksha Grace Coaching. So, we are going to have our moment of presence, and what we do every week is we take a big deep breath in and we're going to hold it for 3, and then we're going to give a big exhale. Okay, so big deep breath in, hold it, and release. Do it one more time. Big inhale. Now relax. All right. So, thank you guys for being here. What we're going to talk about today is chaos. And everybody has chaos. Everybody, that's life. Life is about chaos. And, you know, what we talked about, what I talk about on the webpage, what I talk about to my clients is chaos is also where all things are created, all things are born. So chaos, right, is anything and everything that can happen outside the norm, outside of what you thought would happen. Chaos is life, and it swirls around us every day, every moment. And what we need to do is learn how to get along, right, with the chaos, because we can't change it. Now, word change. Change is the only constant, right? Change is always going to happen. But here's the interesting part is that chaos, or well, no, not chaos, but what happens to us and how we react or respond to it is all on us. So the change is coming, right? Because every moment is a change. And so how we respond to that change, how we direct the change, what we've put out into the world is what we're going to get back. So if you've never gone through the laws of the universe or law of attraction or listened to Abraham Hicks, and it's fine. You don't have to. The bottom line is that it also says in you know, if religion, right? Do unto your neighbor as you would have done to you. Same thing. What you put out is what you get back. So how does this all go together with chaos and control? When you have something that is huge, a mountain in front of you, or so you think, and you don't know how to fix the situation, you have a choice. You can either ignore the situation or you can choose to do something about it. Now, I'll give a little case study from a client, always ignoring the situation, not wanting to really look at reality. Because if you don't look, maybe it's not there, or maybe it'll go away. Maybe something will happen. But the reality is that it's always going to be there, right? It's not going to change until we make a move, or the move is made for us. And that can be the scary part, because that you have no control over. So we have to see it, we have to feel it, we have to comprehend it. Yes, exactly. You have to acknowledge the situation. Oh, look, I have a mountain. I have a problem. It's huge. It's in front of me. What am I going to do about it? I don't know what I'm going to do about it. So when that happens, the response can be, if I could create the answer, the solution, what would I want that to look like on the other side of the mountain? What do you want to happen? And then what you do is you focus on that. Now, this can bring out some of our inner child. We can bring out our imagination and we can play with that. What do we want it to look like? How would we feel if the situation went the way we want it to? Sometimes we know something's going to happen, and we know that we ignored it for so long that we've created it. And now the only thing to do is look at what would be the best outcome considering where I am right now. What would be the best response to the situation? And so this is when we can start directing what we're focusing on and directing what we're creating. But the key is that if you ignore it and you pretend it's not there, if you're the ostrich and you bury your head in the sand, you have no control. And when the situation is handled for you, you can't complain about it because you didn't take responsibility and handle it yourself. Now, even when we don't get what we want, the exact list that we made of everything we wanted, even then we have to look at it and go, but I don't know how this is going to serve me in the future. So when you put yourself out there, no sweeping under the rug. Because yes, and that's a great point, because it festers and it grows. You put all of it under the rug, and then the next week you put more under the rug, and then you put more under the rug. You're going to have a big lump under the rug. And now you're going to have to step over it or you're going to trip on it. So either way, it becomes a mountain that you have to figure out how you're going to get around it, how you're going to get what you want. So yes, law of attraction will say, turn and look at what you do want, but it doesn't mean to ignore, not take responsibility for what is occurring. We have to look at reality and go, okay, here I am. But how do I want it to go from this point forward? And this client had a bunch of bills, right? So if you look at bills, there's perspectives. And again, we get to choose how we look at it. We can look at it and go, oh my God, we have so many bills. The bills are piling up. I don't have enough money. Oh my goodness. Or you can look at it and you can be grateful. Grateful that we have electric that we can pay for, that we have internet abilities that links us to the entire world and creates business opportunities and growth, right? And a plethora of information. We can look at the water bill and go, thank God I have water and I don't have to walk down to a lake somewhere or a stream and bring the water back to the house. So we can be grateful. We can be grateful that we have these opportunities, that we have a home that we paid for. It's a roof over our head. Some people don't have that. So you have to be grateful, even when it doesn't seem like the right thing to be grateful for. So you get to choose your perspective. You get to choose how you see it. And when you start from a grateful place, from that place of love, remember we've talked about choose from love or choose from fear. When you choose from love, you can't go wrong. So when you're looking at that mountain in front of you and you're choosing from love on how you're seeing it, okay, change. I got this. I'm going to be pliable. I'm going to move with it. I'm going to flow. I'm going to be easy with it. Change is happening. Change is happening every moment around us. You get to decide. Are you going to pick up your magic wand and figure it out for you? What's the best way around or over the mountain? What path you're going to take? And then take that action? Or are you going to ignore it, cover your eyes, and hide away, sweep it under the rug, and let it be figured out for you? You know, a long time ago, I had to deal with a situation with my family. Chaos, out of control. And I used to think to myself, just want everything to stop. I just want everything to stop. I need a break. Well, I got that break. And I got that break because my child, my daughter, at 3 years old, was diagnosed with cancer. And it is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. So that's what September is about. But guess what? In that moment, it was like, and I used to tell the story all the time, and it's been a long time. It was like a bag was put over my head and everything went dark and everything stopped. What did I ask for? Now, I'm not saying that be careful what you ask for because you might get cancer. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that I chose to not deal with the chaos. I asked for a break and I got the break because life stopped. Life stopped for us for about 1.5 years. I can look back at that now and say, my God, the things we learned from that 1.5 years, where it's brought us now, we wouldn't be who we are if our whole family didn't go through that. Think about times in your life where you've handed over the reins and you just hid away. And then God, the universe, your flavor of the divine, answered for you and handled it for you. At that point, did you complain about it? Or at that point, did you just say, okay, let's go on? So you have the ability to take control of your response. And you can choose whether you're going to respond to it or react, if you're going to acknowledge it, if you're going to take responsibility for it. The more you ignore it, the bigger it's going to get. So that's why I talk about the calm in the chaos. The chaos, the change, it's always going to be there. But it's about us. It's about us having the courage. It's about us living life in the moment and going, what can I do now? What do I want and what do I not want? And let me focus on what I want. But that doesn't mean to just sit back on your couch and wait for it to arrive at your door, because that doesn't happen. But what does happen is when you listen and you're in the moment and you're being, you get inspiration, you get ideas, and then you can take action on that because they're inspired from this place that you were dreaming. Remember, as we were kids, we would sit there and maybe stare out the window and just daydream. Maybe doing it in class. Yeah, I did that. Stop daydreaming. That's like the worst thing to tell a kid is to stop daydreaming. Yes, okay, in class, they need to be paying attention. And if there's any kids watching, I'm not saying not paying attention in class, but what I'm saying is give yourself time to daydream. Let your inner child, let her out, him out, and daydream big. And then look at your life and make changes that are going to bring you into that path. So it's looking out for ourselves and really connecting with who we are and what we want. Don't focus on what we don't want. But again, that doesn't mean to not open the bills or not open the letter that you really don't want to read what it says. These are things that you potentially knew were coming on some level. Now it's time to face it. Because when you face it, you get to direct where you're going to go next. So this is exactly what we're going to be covering next week. We're going to take a deep dive into chaos, into calm, into what that even means, how to connect to yourself, and how to bring out the what you wants and where I want to goes, and then how to set yourself up for success. And I am so looking forward to seeing all of those faces. I'm getting new registrations. If it feels like once an hour, somebody, is new and registering and joining the group. So if you haven't registered yet, register. It's 30 minutes a day. Come and have lunch with the group. The group isn't going to be interacting. I'm going to have videos off because we're going to be focused. But in the private group, there's going to be comments. There can be discussions that we can have. We can even start having them today if you guys want to start a discussion today in the group. But you got to register to get into the group. And if you're not on Facebook, that's okay, because we're going to be streaming to a private YouTube channel. So Calm the Chaos, the Path to Emotional Freedom starts Monday, 30 minutes a day, 12:15 Eastern. It's going to be recorded, but again, you got to register in order to get those replays. So I'm looking forward to seeing you there. I'm looking forward to taking a deeper dive into this conversation, into this topic. And think about what you've been ignoring that you shouldn't be. And think about, what are you going to do? One small step today. One small step. Because one step is in the right direction. So I look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Next Wednesday's Moment of Presence, we're going to have to do a little bit later because I'll be doing the workshop. So you can, we'll meet here at 1:30, and we'll have a topic that we'll go over. But again, register. Okay. I look forward to seeing you there, and have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.